The launch of our new Canadian Network for Imagination and Creativity has sadly coincided with the passing of someone who had a significant influence on those of us shaping this venture. Sir Ken Robinson helped inform and guide our thinking in areas of learning, creativity, and human potential, just as he inspired millions of people around the world with his unique and valued insight. It's therefore only fitting that we're dedicating the Canadian Network for Imagination and Creativity in his honour and in his memory. I was fortunate to have known Sir Ken for some 30 years. He was a mentor to me and a dear friend, as he was to so many. I first met him in the early 90s at a Toronto conference regarding the arts in education that featured remarkable people such as Maeva Moore, Thomas Kierans and John Polanyi, speaking about the arts and creativity as critical cornerstones in all learning and in all humanity. One speaker in particular held me spellbound. He presented an alternate vision of education and learning that was so refreshing from the conventional reform thinking of the time. It was, of course, Sir Ken. He spoke of cultures of learning that allowed all students to express, explore, and learn in a way that was meaningful to them. He saw the arts placed as an essential aspect of curriculum, a way to breathe life into learning spaces through providing choice and student voice, to provide autonomy to educators so they could use their own gifts to inspire learning and to personalize learning. His words that day gave me hope and inspired me. Sir Ken had a unique vision and provided a structure to help make that vision a reality. He shared a lexicon to help us express this vision in our own ways, and he created an urgency in his call to action, action that would transform the lives of students and families, communities, and of course educators. I approached him after his speech and we quickly established a connection through our common heritage of Liverpool and our deep love for Everton Football Club. In fact, one of my favourite photos is Sir Ken and myself with John Jones, Sir John Jones at the Everton ground. The photo captures a glint in his eye that highlighted what I believe is one of his most endearing characteristics, his sense of humour. He had a brilliant ability to dance with a profoundly serious message launched off the back of a hilarious anecdote. Shortly after that initial meeting, I invited him to be a keynote speaker at a conference I was organising. We were actually showcasing the critical importance of maintaining broad learning opportunities to enable students to explore areas of particular personal interest. His words had the same profound impact on the conference participants. The conviction of his words helped to bolster and provoke significant rethinking at government and local levels, and most importantly, amongst teachers, students, and parents. The power of his conviction allowed us to help shape the system and to make some significant changes. Sir Ken also spoke on several occasions in Ottawa, where we were engaged in a movement to foster the creative potential across our learning organisation. Throughout that process, his ideas, his vision, his humanity, and his irrepressible sense of humour made a deep impact. To this day, his teachings live on with those who heard him as they work in their own ways to shape their learning spaces and to accomplish this vision. I tell this story to try to give you some sense of the powerful influence that Ken had on me, but I am only one. His vision has given millions of people across the world the inspiration, support, and the structure they need to make a difference. People who, like me, were inspired to take action within their own spheres of influence, and sometimes even push those boundaries, thanks to the confidence that Sir Ken inspired in them, in us. The lives of so many children, adults, and learning organisations have been impacted in positive ways. Youngsters who, through traditional models, were never able to find the gifts within themselves often came to believe that they were somehow lacking, which affected their well-being and mental health, and very often that of their families. So many students have a totally different experience when we flip that model and we ask, what are your abilities? What are your passions, your interests? Wherein lies your creativity? Because when those avenues are explored, children and adults alike are much more likely to flourish. And so here we find ourselves in this incredible age of complexity, a small group of Canadians launching our new venture. We're trying to create a better world, committed to fostering learning spaces that value personalized learning, the power of listening and storytelling, and support inclusivity in education and in life. And we do this so that our fundamental imaginative and creative tendencies can flourish, for ideas to ignite new visions to create a culture in which we can better relate to one another. Every single one of us has the potential to offer and contribute to an alternative that is better. The cumulative effect of our ideas will make for extraordinary change, inspired greatly by Sir Ken's vision. Sir Ken's own words might be the best way to summarize this tribute. Referring to our children at the end of his wonderful TED Talk, Do Schools Kill Creativity? He said, so our job is to educate their whole being so they can face this future. By the way, we may not see this future, but they will. And our task is to help them make something of it. Thank you, Sir Ken, for your extraordinary legacy.